Imagine this. Every cell in your body has tiny engines running nonstop. They're called mitochondria. They're the power of your heartbeat, your thoughts, your movements, your recovery, everything. But here's the catch. These engines are fragile. They take the brunt of the oxidative stress. They get damaged, and when they do, your whole body pays the price. Today we're going to talk about why mitochondria might just be the true key to aging, why their fragility leads to a vicious cycle of decline, and most importantly, how you can actually reverse the damage and regrow new, youthful mitochondria. If you care about energy, performance, or living longer, this is for you. So let's start simple. What are mitochondria? Think of them as this little power plant inside your cells. Their job is to take in oxygen and nutrients and convert them into ATP, the energy currency of your body. Now, without mitochondria, life as we know it wouldn't exist. But here's the problem. When you're making energy, mitochondria also produce waste, these reactive oxygen species, also known as ROS. These are like sparks flying off the machinery. And because the machinery is right next to the smokestacks, mitochondria are constantly exposed to their own exhaust. Over time, that takes a toll. When mitochondria make energy, they're also making sparks, reactive oxygen species. And because they sit right next to the smokestacks, they're the first things to get damaged. Now here's where things get interesting and a bit dangerous. When mitochondria are damaged, they stop working efficiently. Instead of making clean energy through aerobic respiration, they switch into emergency mode, anaerobic respiration. That means they rely more on burning glucose without oxygen. And the problem is this produces way less energy. It creates all sorts of metabolic waste products like lactic acid, and it builds up metabolic waste inside the cell walls. And ironically, this generates even more ROS. It's like your power plants are running on dirty fuel, belching out more smoke while producing less electricity. That's the vicious cycle of mitochondrial damage. Less energy, more waste, more damage. This cycle is at the root of so many problems and chronic illnesses. Chronic fatigue, brain fog, inflammation, and over time the big ones, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, heart disease, diabetes, and cancer, to name a few. These aren't random diseases. They share a common thread, mitochondrial dysfunction. When your mitochondria break down, they switch into emergency mode, anaerobic respiration. That means more acids, more waste, and more free radicals. It's a vicious cycle that drives aging and disease. Now let's zoom out to aging. Why do we age? One of the biggest reasons is the slow, steady breakdown of our mitochondria. Damaged mitochondria don't just hurt energy production, they also spew out more ROS, which damages your DNA and shortens your telomeres. That's the biological clock ticking inside your cells. So every wrinkle, every bit of fatigue, every decline in resilience, all of it ties back to this slow motion mitochondrial decline. Scientists even call mitochondria the hallmark of aging, because when your engines fail, your whole system goes down. Now here's the good news. This cycle isn't permanent. You can actually break it. Your body has a process called mitophagy. It clears out broken mitochondria. And it has a process called mitogenesis. It builds new mitochondria. Think of it like upgrading your power plants, shutting down the broken ones and building new, clean, efficient engines. When you stimulate mitogenesis, you're not relying on those old damaged mitochondria anymore. You're running on fresh engines that produce clean energy with less waste and less oxidative stress. This is one of the most powerful anti-aging tools we have. You can grow new mitochondria. It's called mitogenesis. That means fresh, youthful engines powering your cells instead of relying on broken ones that make toxic waste. So how do you actually make this happen? Let's talk about the big levers. Exercise, especially interval training and oxygen-enhanced exercise, EWOT. When you flood your body with oxygen while pushing your cells to their limits, you stimulate signals for mitochondrial biogenesis. Red and near-infrared light therapy. Wavelengths of light penetrate your cells and activate cytochrome C oxidase in the mitochondria, making them more efficient and reducing ROS. Next, nutrition and fasting. Periods of fasting and compounds like resveratrol or polyphenols from plants can activate a pathway like AMPK and PGC1 alpha that promote mitogenesis. Sleep and stress management. Your mitochondria repair while you sleep. Chronic stress and poor sleep literally choke them. These are not fringe biohacks. They're core lifestyle levers that signal your body it's time to clear the junk and grow new power plants. This is the big takeaway. Aging isn't just about gray hair or wrinkles. It's about mitochondrial decline. When you protect your mitochondria and stimulate growth of new ones, you're not just adding years to your life, you're adding life to your years. More energy, sharper thinking, faster recovery, less inflammation, and better resilience. That's why I believe the key to anti-aging and longevity isn't in some futuristic drug or genetic engineering. It's in protecting and regenerating the tiny engines that power every heartbeat, every breath, and every thought. So if this resonated with you, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I've got more videos coming on the tools and protocols I personally use, from oxygen-enhanced exercise to red light therapy and more. Remember, you're not stuck with damaged mitochondria. You can regrow new ones. You can reset your energy, and you can take control of your health and longevity starting right now.